At last, summer vacation had graced us with its presence, leaving me in the quiet company of my mother, Sophia Carter. She had just returned from a brief visit to her sister, yet the moment was fleeting, as she soon dashed out again to reconnect with a friend's father, who had embarked on a 2-month business trip the previous week. At 18, a college freshman relishing the solitude of an empty house, I had a clear vision of how I intended to fill my hours. As soon as Mom's car disappeared from the driveway, I secured the front door and shed my clothes. I collected my familiar essentials, tissues and liquid soap, and prepared myself for the inevitable. My attention was wholly absorbed in the screen before me, the headphones cocooning me in silence, rendering the world outside a distant memory. It wasn't until I caught the sound of the front door creaking open that I was jolted from my reverie, greeted by Mom's voice, brimming with astonishment and wonder. "Oh my goodness, Ethan Carter, what on earth are you?" "Cease that immediately." I stood frozen, a wave of embarrassment washing over me as Mom rushed out of my room. Her sudden appearance had left me in a state of confusion, struggling to grasp the reality of what had just unfolded. What steps should I take now that I have been elevated? How could I possibly express this to her? After what felt like an eternity, I mustered the courage to approach Mom. I found her in the living room, her face reflecting a blend of disappointment and humiliation. "Forgive me, Mom," I stammered, my voice trembling with regret. "I had no idea you would return so soon. I assure you it won't occur again." My mother remained silent, her gaze fixed on me, a clear expression of disappointment etched across her face, before she turned and walked quietly to the kitchen. The remainder of the evening unfolded in a tense silence, as we sipped our tea, each of us carefully avoiding the other's gaze. The atmosphere crackled with tension, and even amid the discomfort of the moment, I found myself compelled to see it through to the end. "It's perfectly fine." I almost sprang from my seat. The browser tabs on my screen shifted as I frantically attempted to close them, entering the room, her eyes fixated on the explicit content still displayed on the monitor. "I must apologize for raising my voice at you earlier today," she began, her voice trembling just a bit given your age. "I comprehend, Mom, and I apologize for initiating," but she interrupted me. "Hold on, I simply wish to. I'm aware of how often you engage in this, a sense of shame washing over me, yet compelled to speak the truth." I replied, "Well, every day, Mom." She pressed, perhaps 3 or 4 times, and I think she nodded, embracing the access. "Are you currently in a relationship?" "Not at all, Mom. I confessed it all," she sighed. "I want you to understand that I recognize your youth and the physical needs that accompany it. If you find value in it, please don't hesitate to share your thoughts with me. I certainly don't wish to dishearten you, yet I find it challenging to step out 3 or 4 times each day to ensure your privacy. Please go ahead and focus on what you must do, and feel free to disregard my presence, all right?" Before I could gather my thoughts, she pivoted and exited the room, leaving me in a state of confusion about how this conversation had unfolded in the first place. A few days later, during dinner, Mom nonchalantly inquired of Ethan Carter, "Did you take it? Prioritize your well-being today." I almost found myself gasping for breath over dinner. "Mom, I am Ethan Carter, and we have come to the understanding that if you let go of your shyness around me, all will be well." "Indeed," I remember whispering, still feeling unsettled by this fresh dynamic. "Yet that's acceptable, my son. There's no need for concern. Let us continue to indulge in our meal." I found it hard to fathom that it was happening. Following dinner, I retreated to my room to ponder this peculiar new reality. Mom emerged a few minutes later. "Hey Rob, why not play one of your videos at my doorstep while she's in her usual outfit?" she remarked with a hint of nonchalance. "Please don't, Mom." "Do it," I urged, my cheeks burning with emotion. With a sense of urgency, she declared, "Ethan Carter, we must transcend this unease. Shall we revisit that video from yesterday? What could it have been?" I entered the search terms with a hint of hesitation and clicked on the film we had inadvertently watched together the previous day, just as Mom requested us to turn up the volume. I acquiesced gently. She lingered beside me, observing with an intensity that seemed genuine. Our gazes collided for a fleeting moment before I averted my eyes, redirecting my attention with fervor to the flickering screen before me. Proceed, Ethan Carter. Your mother encouraged you to pursue whatever your heart desired. Typically, she would step out of the room for a brief moment, only to reappear with another chair, which she would place beside mine. We lingered in silence, absorbed in the film for a few moments until Mum broke the stillness once more. Very well, my son. This moment is yours to seize. No need to concern yourself with my return the following morning. I rose from slumber, pondering if the events of the previous day had truly taken place. I watched adult films with my mother, and the scene appeared utterly absurd. Later that day, as I sat at my computer, the sound of Mum returning from food shopping filled the air, an oddly exhilarating moment. Emboldened by a sense of adventure, I resolved to explore the realm of shopping. Cold. I retrieved the same video from yesterday, slowly turning up the volume until its sound filled the kitchen. The soft rustle of grocery bags ceased, and moments later, I could hear the familiar sound of Mum's footsteps drawing near to my room. My heart quickened as she emerged in the doorway, a subtle smile gracing her lips. She approached me and gently began to massage my head. Greetings, Ethan Carter. Enjoy the experience. She stepped out of my room, the door left ajar behind her. I lingered in that moment, a mix of relief and subtle discontent washing over me, when suddenly, something peculiar caught my eye. The apartment fell into a profound silence. With a sense of intrigue, I quietly slipped out of my room to embark on an exploration. The door to Mum's bedroom was shut, an unusual sight for this hour. As I lingered in thought, contemplating my next move, Mum's voice rang out from the kitchen, announcing that lunch was ready. Ethan Carter, hold on for a moment. I returned the call, my gaze unwavering from the screen before me. Ethan Carter, all things shall succumb to the chill. Mother was determined to come and pull me away from the screen in due time. The lunch unfolded in a serene atmosphere, marked by sparse exchanges of words. I inquired whether she had received any word from Dad and when he might return home. Mum's expression dimmed a bit as she responded that his trip had been prolonged. His absence lingers in my thoughts. Her voice carried a hint of melancholy. In the wake of the previous day's occurrences, there remained. Yet, sleep eluded me, prompting a decision to immerse myself in my evening ritual, this time captivated by the glow of the large screen in the living room. Just as I was settling into my comfort, Mum appeared from her room, as if guided by an instinctive awareness. "Oh, you chose to keep an eye out here?" she inquired, settling beside me on the couch. "Reach out to me next time. I wish to watch as well." I have always inquired, filled with wonder. "When I'm home, yes, call me and we'll watch together," Mum said, shattering the silence. "Are you fond of her, this actress?" "Indeed, Mum. She appeared in the video from yesterday. Can you believe she is 47, yet still possesses the spirit of a 10-year-old? Though she is my junior, her beauty remains undeniable." I had consented. "Mother, it seems you dedicate a considerable amount of time to your workouts." A smile spread across my face, delighted that we could share a laugh over this. Mum rose suddenly from her seat. "Where might you be?" "Text," I called out to her as she departed. "I shall return momentarily. A delightful surprise awaits you, one that had completely slipped my mind." Moments later, she emerged once more, her hands tucked behind her back. "Can you guess whose hand she playfully teased?" "Indeed," I remarked. "Engaging in the game, it brings me the utmost joy." Mum beamed with joy at my reply and presented me with a small object nestled in a black bag. As I began to unveil it, she remarked that she believed you would find these quite useful. I find myself uncertain, as I have yet to experience their use. Within the confines of the package lay a pair of exquisite headphones, crafted with remarkable quality. I glanced up at Mum and beheld a joyful smile lighting up her face. "Do you have an affinity for them, my boy?" "Incredible. Thank you, Mother." I found a way to convey the depth of my emotions stirred by the gesture, and we proceeded to try them on. As I donned the headphones and immersed myself in their sound quality, a swirl of emotions enveloped me. A flicker of disappointment coursed through me at the realization that this was all she had chosen to give. Yet simultaneously, A wave of relief washed over me. It was a gift imbued with thoughtfulness, a recognition of our newfound understanding, carefully treading the line without overstepping it. Mum declared that would be all for tonight. As I rise to embrace the evening, I shall set things in order. Text here, yes, good night, Mum, I replied. Good night, Ethan Carter. I'm off to my room now. As I lay in bed that night, her voice echoed after me, and my thoughts raced, reflecting on the swift transformation of my relationship with Mum. Curiosity swirled within me as I contemplated the unfolding days ahead, a blend of excitement and apprehension coursing through my veins regarding this fresh dynamic that had emerged between us. The following morning, I stirred from sleep, enveloped in a peculiar blend of exhilaration and unease. The recent days had irrevocably transformed my bond with Mum, leaving me uncertain about how to traverse this uncharted territory. I ventured into the kitchen. As I entered the kitchen, Mum was already busy preparing breakfast, her bright grin greeting me as if nothing out of the ordinary had transpired. Greetings, Ethan Carter. Did you find rest in the embrace of slumber? Thank you, I whispered softly. Though a hint of unease lingered, Mum nodded, pleased with her new headphones. It brings me joy to know that you find pleasure in them. I looked forward to their utility. We savored our breakfast in a tranquil setting, the tension from the past days slowly dissipating as I completed my coffee. Mum cleared her throat, a subtle prelude to the words that were about to follow. Ethan Carter, I've been contemplating the necessity of establishing some foundational guidelines regarding our new arrangement. A warmth crept into my cheeks, yet I gestured for her to proceed. To begin with, let's ensure this remains our little secret. Your father need not be privy to our discreet arrangement. With a sense of relief, I nodded in agreement, grateful that she shared my sentiments. Secondly, should you choose to indulge in the living room, I would appreciate a little advance notice. I wish to avoid any more unannounced visits. Absolutely, Mother. That seemed reasonable, I remarked, appreciative of her surprisingly pragmatic perspective on the issue. Then she added, her voice softening, that if you ever wish to discuss anything, and I mean anything at all, I'm here for you. Let's keep things free of judgment. Shall we? I nodded, a wave of warmth washing over me for her, even amidst the clumsiness of our circumstances. Mother was earnestly striving to offer her support and understanding. In the days that followed, we found ourselves embracing a new rhythm. I carried on with my usual pursuits, yet there was a newfound sense of liberation that enveloped me, one I had never known before. My mother upheld her promise, ensuring I never felt a twinge of shame or embarrassment regarding my habits one evening, roughly a week after our first discussion. In the living room, I found myself captivated by a particularly alluring video playing on the big screen. I had already given Mum the heads up we had discussed, so I felt at ease, untroubled by the possibility of her entering unexpectedly. To my astonishment, she settled beside me on the couch, a glass of wine in hand. Would you be all right with me joining you to watch? She inquired. I shrugged with an air of casual indifference, attempting to mask the tumult within my chest, undeniably racing. Should you desire, we lingered in quietude for a time. The solitary sound emanating from the television was overshadowed by the subtle yet captivating reactions of Mum, which I couldn't help but observe from the periphery of my vision. She appeared truly engaged, occasionally taking a sip of her wine and adjusting her position. She is quite an attractive mother, she remarked, gesturing towards the actress on the screen. What captures your interest? For a moment, I paused, caught in a web of uncertainty about how to respond. Well, I suppose I have an affection for her. Mum chuckled at the confidence and her, curves. I can tell you're aware that I once had WhatsApp in that way before you came into my life. I cast a quick glance in her direction, astonished by her ability to still look so remarkable. Mother, I proclaimed. In this moment, a hint of awkwardness accompanied his compliment, yet her smile revealed a sense of pleasure. My gratitude extends to you, Ethan Carter. How kind of you to express that. As the video unfolded, I noticed a growing sense of arousal within me, perhaps fueled by the very presence of Mum. I squirmed slightly, attempting to mask my response. Mother, it is not my discomfort, Ethan Carter. Sweet nectar. Everything is fine. Keep in mind what I mentioned. Please feel free to reach out if you need to attend to anything. Proceed. I stood still, grappling with the possibility that I might not have understood her words accurately. In that moment, she nodded, her expression a blend of reassurance. Should you seek it? I remain unbothered. Indeed, she paused. If you're interested, I could offer you some guidance. Her suggestion left my mind spinning. It was beyond anything I had ever envisioned. As we embarked on this new journey, a part of me yearned to retreat to my room, overwhelmed by embarrassment. Yet, another, more compelling part found itself captivated by her proposition. With a measured pace and a hint of uncertainty, I inclined my head in agreement. Very well, I murmured, my voice scarcely rising above a whisper. Mum set her wine glass aside and turned to face me, ready for what was to come. To begin with, take a moment to unwind. You seem quite tense. Take a deep breath. I followed her guidance, sensing some of the tension dissipate from my body. Good, she continued. Begin at a gentle pace. Take your time. Under her watchful eye, I embarked on a journey of self-discovery, fully conscious of her proximity beside me. The experience was surreal, having my mother guide me through such an intensely private act. Yet I couldn't ignore the thrill that coursed through me as I pressed on. Mum provided additional suggestions, her voice gentle and uplifting. That is all. Ethan Carter. Notice what brings you joy. Alter your cadence. Their words, intertwined with the vivid imagery from the screen and the freshness of the moment, swiftly propelled me to the brink. Mother, I'm nearly there, I breathed out. It's all right, dear. Release your grip. Do not restrain. With a soft, muffled groan, she murmured her discontent. As I reached my peak, a cascade of ecstasy enveloped me, gradually easing me down from the exhilarating heights. A whirlwind of embarrassment and exhilaration coursed through me. My mother presented me with a modest box of tissues. A smile graced her face. I nodded, unable to meet her gaze, wishing her well in silence. Indeed, I appreciate it, Mother, as she gently patted my knee. With warmth, you are most welcome, Ethan Carter. I possess gladder shoes. I kindly request your assistance at this moment. Why don't you tidy up while I prepare dinner and make a quick stop in the bathroom? My thoughts whirled in a chaotic dance, grappling with the reality of what had just transpired. How had we transitioned from those clumsy exchanges, and more crucially, what path lay ahead for us? In the weeks that followed, our unorthodox arrangement began to take on new dimensions. My mother took a greater interest in my pursuits, sharing her insights and occasionally sitting beside me to watch videos. Though she had never engaged directly before, her involvement and guidance infused my experiences with a thrilling freshness one afternoon. As we lounged on the couch, my mother turned to me, her face etched with a gravity that commanded my attention. Ethan Carter, it seems we have a conversation to engage in, concerning a matter of significance. My heart raced, filled with the anxious thought that she might be reconsidering our arrangement. What is it, Mum? With a deep breath, she pressed on. I wish to convey that our relationship is far from the ordinary dynamic seen between most mothers and sons. This type of relationship eludes them. I nodded, a tightness coiling within my stomach. I understand that you wish to put an end to this. To my astonishment, she declined with a shake of her head. That's not quite right. I want to ensure you grasp the significance of this moment. It is both special and private, and it does not imply any fundamental shift in our relationship. I remain your mother, and my love for you as my son endures. This is simply peculiar, a manner in which I can offer my support as you navigate this chapter of your life. Her words offered a strange blend of comfort and bewilderment. I comprehend, Mother. Your affection is reciprocated, and I deeply appreciate your unwavering support. But why do most mothers find this acceptable? Simply wouldn't be. Mum paused, her thoughts swirling as she weighed her response. I imagine it's due to my recollection of how challenging and perplexing these emotions can feel at your stage in life. Without a guiding hand, I found myself making some regrettable decisions. Consequently, I desire more for you. Your comfort is my priority. Her honesty resonated deeply with me, illuminating a path to understanding sexuality free from the shame and secrecy I once endured. Heartfelt gratitude, dear mother. Your words hold great significance for me. With a warm smile, she enveloped me in a gentle embrace. It was my pleasure, dear. Shall we indulge in a bit of viewing pleasure? The evening felt a touch warmer as we nestled in, ready to immerse ourselves in a new nature documentary on Netflix. A deep sense of gratitude for my mother washed over me, even in light of the unconventional dynamics that defined our relationship. Her motivation stemmed from a deep well of love and an unwavering desire to shield me. The weeks slipped by swiftly, and before I realized it, the moment for my father's return was nearly upon us. As the time drew near for his return from the business trip, both Mum and I understood that our unique arrangement would soon be altered. The night before Dad was due back, Mum quietly entered my room. "Jay, may we have a conversation?" With a nod, one set aside the book that had been capturing their attention. "Absolutely. Hey Mum, how's it going?" She perched on the edge of my bed, her expression revealing a world of thoughts. "Indeed, your father returns home tomorrow, and life must return to its usual rhythm. I wanted to reach out and see how you're feeling about everything." I took her question into thoughtful consideration. "I'm fine, Mum. I suppose I will miss our arrangement, but..." I grasped that it couldn't go on with Dad present. Mum nodded, a look of relief washing over her face. "It brings me joy to know you comprehend. Ethan Carter, I want you to understand how proud I am of you. Your growth over the past weeks has been remarkable. I trust that our exchange has offered you some assistance." "Indeed it has, Mum," I assured her, "far beyond what you might imagine." With a gentle lean, she pressed her lips to my forehead, whispering her gratitude for everything. It was an act she hadn't performed since my childhood. "It was my pleasure, dear. Keep in mind that, despite this specific facet of our connection being devoid of certain complexities, it remains essential for you to discuss anything on your mind." As she prepared to depart, I called out, "Mom," and she glanced back over her shoulder. "Indeed, Ethan Carter, your visage captivates me, transformed by a gentle, inviting smile. I adore you as well, my dear." Each day, without fail, Dad would come back, and the rhythm of our household would revert to its familiar cadence. Yet, an unspoken shift had occurred in the dynamic between my mother and me. In the years that followed, we forged a secret, a connection that transcended the ordinary confines of a mother-son relationship. That summer often lingered in my thoughts, and while some may perceive the events as burdensome, for me, it was a period of growth, understanding, and unconditional love. My mother's unconventional methods instilled in me a sense of confidence and self-awareness that seemed to elude many of my peers as I journeyed through relationships and explored my own sexuality during college and beyond. I held close the teachings my mother imparted to me. Her openness and acceptance had molded me in ways I was just starting to grasp, our bond intimate, yet we never broached the subject of that summer again. It remained our hidden tale, a passage in our journey that drew us nearer, imparting essential truths about love, trust, and the embrace of oneself. In retrospect, I came to understand that what may appear unusual to others was, for us, a profound manifestation of a mother's affection and a son's faith. It was a summer that transformed everything, yet left everything untouched.